Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of our Community Access. This week we will visit with you an update for the Pollyant Trail. Then we will visit with the life coach. Then we went to the Barre Cross Derby. And finally, we went to the Curtis Insurance Agency where they gave a great gift to our Oxford Police Department. All today on our Community Access. Welcome back. Well, it's springtime, finally. So our reporter Terry Stiles went to the Pollyant Trail for an update. With the story is Terry.
Hi, Bill. Welcome to spring. It's sunny out here, and I'm on the Pollyant Trail with Linda Moran right in front of Evergreens. Couldn't wait to get out here. So, Linda, what's going to happen on the Pollyant Trail coming up? I'm so excited that finally we're able to get out here and play on it.
Well, this year we've got lots of good things coming out. We're hoping to get the goats out again this year. We have an Eagle Scout coming out, and he is doing mile markers on our trail. We have some mile markers, but they're not correct, and they're about 20 years old. So we are going to correct the mile markers. So we'll have 18 mile markers starting at 0 in Orion Township, going all the way to Boardman Road at 16.9 miles.
So this is a different Eagle Scout than the one that just put the doggy bags up. I'm calling them doggy bags, but
doggy waste
pay
bags.
attention, right?
Yeah. Lance Kennedy did our doggy waste bags, which was a fabulous project. We've been wanting to get them out here for some time. So we got those done. This is Max is going to be doing our mile markers. We have Ethan coming on. He's going to be doing some bird houses, bat houses, and a bench in Orion. Logan is just finishing up his Powell Street project. So, I've got Eagle Scouts all over the place.
So are they seeking you out, or are you just kind of putting the word out to everybody that we need Eagle Scouts help?
A little of both. People that know kids that want to make Eagle Scout will call me. I will get contacted by the Eagle Scouts. They want to do a project. Sometimes I'm looking for them. So we just kind of find each other on the Pollyant Trail.
Talking about Scouts, you have an event coming up with a bunch of younger Scouts, right?
Yes, we have Girl Scouts. April 13th, we have it's National Open the Trail Day. So we have some Girl Scouts and hopefully a few Boy Scouts coming out, and we're going to pick up some trash. It goes from 9 to noon, and we're going to start right here. We're going to pick up some trash. We're going to spread some wildflower seeds. We were donated 5 pounds of non-GMO native flower seeds. So the little girls will be out spreading, and boys will be spreading the seeds, and we'll just be having a really good day, I think.
Who did the donations of the seeds?
That would be Linda Moran, LLC.
You're so sweet. She didn't ask me to say that.
No, I actually, there's a company that I always try to buy local. I always try to buy in the area, and there's a company that sells them, and they're guaranteed non-GMO, and they're guaranteed to be native species for this part of Michigan. So we're hoping to reseed our butterfly garden and then add to it. We've cleared a little spot just south of Burdick this year that we're going to try and make it as naturalized as possible, because the trail has a lot of invasive species. So we've removed a lot of debris out there, and we're hoping to get some birch trees out there and some wildflower seeds, and it's going to be great. So
I'm excited to hear about the goats. You had them last year just south of Burdick, and where are they going to be this year?
We're working out the details right now, so we're not really sure. We had them south of Burdick this year, and then we also had them in Orion Township. So part of the rotational grazing requires a 3-year commitment to get them out here to actually show sustained improvement.
And that was a project also that was being looked at by the state
DNR, and they are all for it. I mean, they think it's a great idea. Bring the goats out. So we're working getting those goats out. You know, they're expensive, so we're finding some funding and moving from there.
If anybody's looking for a funding project, talk to Linda, please. You also have a 5K walk coming up too, right?
June 1st, we have National Trail Day, not to be confused with National Open the Trail Day, April 13th. June 1st is National Trail Day. The Oxford Women's Club, who do a lot of things in our community, they do a lot of fundraising for scholarships for our high school students. They contacted me and asked if we could do a joint venture that would benefit the trail but also benefit them. So we're doing a 5K walk starting at 9 right here. We're going to do our bridge walk, so it'll be National Trail Day. Yeah. So
It's so exciting that you have so many events going on for the trail. Please, if you want to volunteer your time or you have kids that need to volunteer, don't they have service learning hours they need to volunteer?
we get a lot of National Honors Society students out here. They do a lot of good things for us. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you're 5 or 500. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm going to let you go in because it's starting to get chilly. The trail is open, obviously. I don't know if you saw those skaters come through there. How exciting, Linda.
That's great. So yeah, thanks for coming out.
And so they can contact you at what?
At manager@pollyantrailway.org or www.pollyantrailway.org, and just send me an email or drop me a line.
And come out and utilize this trail. And if you want to pick something up or some garbage along the way, please do. Linda needs help. Back to you, Bill.
Good job, Terry. Next up, our reporter Rachel Baker visit with the life coach. Rachel?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Evergreen's Coffee Shop, where Marty Court will be hosting Christian life counseling classes. Let's go and ask him what it's about.
Well, yes, it's called a life group class, and basically what it is, it's a way to help people learn about themselves, strengthen themselves, because we believe if the person is stronger, then the families are stronger, then our community is stronger. So that's our inspiration behind that. We've been planning this and organizing this for about 10 years.
Wow.
Yes, I went back to school in my late 30s to get my degree in family life education, and that it was always inspired to help and that kind of thing. We started with foster care, where we developed a program to help kids that were going to age out of foster care. And it's just kind of moved forward into the more of the community thing and the community actions part of it. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of it, and it's been planned for a long time.
How long have you been in Oxford?
Well, we've only been in Oxford for the last 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, we've lived up in the Chesaning area and been doing some stuff up in by Saginaw and that kind of thing, but we really got the inspiration to come down here. We're not funded by anybody, so we found jobs down here, moved down here, and now the aspect of the life group came up, and it seems to be rolling just fine. When I went and got my bachelor's degree, I took the class, so I went through it. And then later on I got my master's and I began to teach the class. So now I went through it, now I'm teaching it, and we're really finding out we can put this together in such a soft, non-judgmental way that people are drawn to it and they feel free to do that, because having gone through it and then having taught it, so it's a little easier for me to deliver that. And so I just, my wife, co-does it with me, and she's spectacular on that side. We're, her plus and is my minus, and my minus is her plus, and so the two of them come together, right? And so that's pretty much. I don't know if we're that different than some other groups, but we just had good success with our groups. Only been in Oxford for the last 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, we've lived up in the Chesaning area and been doing some stuff up in by Saginaw and that kind of thing, but we really got the inspiration to come down here. We're not funded by anybody, so we found jobs down here, moved down here, and now the aspect of the life group came up, and it seems to be rolling just fine. Well, we are non-denominational, and all that means is no, we're not hooked into a set group of people. We do have a couple of alliances that we're aligned with that have 80 churches involved, and basically the theory behind this group that we're with is just a non-judgmental group, and it's come as you are. We don't care what's happened to you. We don't care what's going on. Just bring yourself here, and we're fine with it. Well, our life group classes, believe it or not, are the start of the beginning of our church. And from the life group, they will form the foundation of our church. And basically, it's a leadership team. So we come in, and you need to have strong leaders. You need to have strong ideas about yourself so that you know why you react the way you do to different situations. So we take these core group of people, basically, teach them the life group things and what to look for and things like that, and then it forms into a leadership group, and then we move forward like that. We're a pretty, it's kind of a flat organization. It's like Knights of the Round Table. Nobody's the one leader. Everybody puts their sword into the middle, and you just go. If you need to talk about one thing one day and maybe listen to somebody another day, that's fine. And it basically just flows kind of like that. There's never a shortage of people that are willing to say stuff. And when you create a safe environment like we have, and people feel like they could just take the weight of the world off their relationships, their jobs, and things like that, and just come in and talk about stuff, especially themselves. A lot of times we have good results from that. Well, first off, they had the space that was ideal for a small group. Second, everybody meets in the coffee shop. It's kind of like the new saloons, where in the old days you met at the saloons and you got together with friends. Well, now today it's the coffee shops, and Evergreen has a great reputation. They've got just spectacular stuff here. Their products are great. If you've ever eaten or drank anything here, that's awesome. So we talked with the leadership team here, and they said, yeah, come on board. So that's fine. That's great. Through childhood, good parents, bad parents, or whatever, you gain certain things and habits that you do, and you might not even know why you react the way you do to certain things. Well, this group helps bring that out, helps realize that if I'm always acting negative to somebody that walks in a certain way, then why is that? So the better you understand yourself, the better you know why you react the way you react to things, the better you can help people if you don't react negatively in situations. And that's really what it's about. It's about people that have a tendency to, I don't know why I'm depressed. Well, we can search that through and find out that, this maybe is the steps that led up to that. Then they can avoid that or fix those, and then they can go forward as a better person. Now that they've learned that, they can show the next person, hey, this is what I went through, this is how I help. And sometimes that's better than going through 5 years of psychotherapy to figure it out. So where we're at up in the Chesaning, Montrose area, people started a community closet where people can come and get clothes and coats and boots for people. And that all came out of hey, she didn't have them when she was younger. So instead of feeling negative about not having something, she did something positive to help people going forward. So those are the kind of things that we see that come out of it. So we have 3 families right now. We did some Facebook campaigning, so it looks like we're going to gain 4 more. So we should have a total of 10 families, 20 people. We find out that 10 to 20 is about the ideal amount for a group. If we get above that, we would split and do another group. But yeah, it's been a pretty good build, and it seems to be working out fine. So.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Court.
You're welcome.
For talking with me.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best of luck in your life group classes.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Another great story. Next up, Rachel went to the Barre Cross for a derby update. Rachel?
So Barre Cross is a therapeutic equestrian center. We have been around for 27 years, and we provide equine-assisted activities for individuals with special needs. So that may be social struggles, it may be physical, cognitive impairments. So we utilize the horse as not a tool, but as an aid to help our riders overcome some of their struggles.
welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Barre Cross, where I'm interviewing Miss Jessica Moore, the executive director here. So, could you tell for those of us that aren't familiar with Barre Cross, what do you guys do?
We provide therapeutic horseback riding and equine-assisted activities for those with a wide variety of special needs. We have primarily riding classes where we do mounted activities for individuals 3 years of age up to, right now our oldest rider is mid-70s. And they come once a week, take a horseback riding lesson where they're working on not only riding skills, but also improving their balance, their cognitive, social, emotional skills as well.
How does it do that?
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll only have a few minutes, but it does it in a myriad of ways. I mean, the horse is such a wonderful tool to use for therapeutic purposes. Just by working with an animal that's so much larger than themselves, our participants are able to gain that self-confidence that they actually have control over such a large being. And because they're animals, they have that same capability like many of our pets do, our house pets, where you can form that bond. And so our riders are paired up week after week with the same rider, or with the same horse, I'm sorry. And so that allows them to build that bond, to get to know that horse, and the horse to get to know them as well. And so that in itself builds a self-confidence, but also builds a familiarity. And then the horse's movement mimics by nature our walking movement. And so it strengthens the pelvic and girdle muscles, the adductors, their overall balance and core strength, as well as a myriad of other things.
So physically, mentally, socially, even you said.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And how fast are you able to see, not that this is about speed in any way,
Right.
but how have you seen a change in your participants?
Well, each participant is completely different from one another, and so at the beginning, when they first start riding with us, we sit down and we go over a list of goals of what that participant and their family members would like to see them get out of horseback riding. Some of them, it may be improving their overall balance, improving their core strength, learning to utilize more verbal cues, more verbal skills. And so with some of our riders, those goals, it might be us hearing them use the words walk on for the first time when they've been primarily nonverbal. With others, it may be learning to use the reins to steer their horse on their own instead of having a sidewalker assist them. And so it can be, anywhere from a couple weeks that we notice differences to over the course of a year. It's tremendous. Just like in school, each rider is different.
All right, and now that's excellent. But we are here to talk about the Derby Day fundraiser coming up in May 4th. Is that right?
It is, correct.
All right, now tell me a bit about that.
So Derby Day, because we are a small nonprofit, so much of our sustainability relies on the generosity of donors and of private donations, and then our huge fundraisers. Derby Day is our largest fundraiser of the year. It always runs on the same day that the actual Kentucky Derby runs, which is the first Saturday in May. Basically, this arena that we're looking at right now, where we have our usual lessons, transforms into a banquet facility. So we set 10 top tables. We have a big fancy buffet dinner. We have an enormous screen TV where the race is live broadcast, where we can place bets on the race and watch it together. We also have a tremendous live auction, silent auction, and so it's a way for the participants who do come to the event to just have a blast. It's a really fun night. There's something for everybody to pick up, but it's also a great way to support our programming.
Now, what is, in the past, how many people have typically come to these fundraisers?
I think our max has been 250. That's about what we can accommodate.
That's very impressive.
It is, it's a big showing for us, which is great. So it's an important night for us. It really helps get us through the bulk of our coming year.
Now, for those of us out there that maybe can't make the fundraiser or want to find out ways to donate, what can they do?
I would say go to our website, which is www.banburycrosstech.org, and there's a Donate Now button right there. That also gives you a chance to check out our programming, what we do on a daily basis, what we do year-round, and you have your choice to either sponsor a rider for a set number of weeks, sponsor a horse. Our horses are the backbone of our program, and they're also our largest expense. So
And just real quickly, I just remembered, people dress up to go to this thing, don't
People
they?
definitely dress up, yes. I mean, you'll see some people that are just in Sunday best. You see some women that get completely decked out. A lot of people really wear their best, fanciest hats, which is so much fun. It's a blast of an event.
To go to the Derby, I'm sure it really is.
Yes.
Where can they go to find information about, I know you just listed your website, so all of it's there?
So there should be information on our website about purchasing tickets, or if you'd like to donate an item, or just donate in support of the event as well.
What is your goal, you think, as Barre Cross broadly to accomplish, like
For that
in
event?
the community?
Oh gosh, just to continue to be able to bring our best product forward for our participants, offer the safest, most beneficial product that we can for all of our participants that come and ride here.
All right, so the Derby Day fundraiser, May 4th, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what time is that?
It starts at 5:30.
5:30. And what time around typically does it end? I know it's hard to put an actual
It's
stamp
usually
on
about 8:30, depending on if the race gets delayed or due
Right.
to weather or anything like that. So usually 5:30 to 8:30. So it's a lot crammed into those few hours.
All right, 5:30 to 8:30. Wear your Sunday best. Buy tickets online. We will have the link below. This is nice to talk to you, Miss.
Thank you
Kumar.
very much, Rachel.
Thanks so much.
Have a great night.
I'm here speaking to one of the moms of the student that goes to Barre Cross. So can you tell me a little bit about your daughter and why you
Sure.
come out here?
Ashley's 32 and she has cerebral palsy. We started looking around for programs for Ashley when she was 4, and we found Barre Cross, and so Ashley's been here 28 years.
Wow.
I know, it's been amazing. We've been at different programs over the years, but Barre Cross it's just pretty much got it all. It's safe, it's clean, it's well run, organized, but Ashley, as far as like the benefits that she's had, has been amazing. I can
Really?
see from over the winter she usually doesn't ride. It's just too cold. She won't wear gloves. And so we find that as soon as Ashley starts riding, her muscle tone starts to improve. I mean, she's got like low muscle tone. She's nonverbal. She's got a whole lot of, challenges.
Sure.
But horseback riding is the one thing that we have that has worked everything. It works on communication, it works on self-esteem, works on all of her muscle tone, following directions, just keeping balance, just all of that for her. So it's been like the one thing that's been consistent over the years that has brought her the most joy and doesn't seem like therapy.
That's
so it's just
remarkable.
really, really amazing. Yeah.
And you guys said you came out from pretty far
Oh yeah.
to
well,
come here.
when we originally came, we lived in Roseville, so we had to plan we planned about 2 hours to drive just in case traffic and everything. Now we live a little closer in Macomb Township, but still even that, I mean, it's
Yeah.
worth driving to come here. And we kind of make it a fun trip, so we'll stop and get her food on the way home, but it's worth it. I think she knows when we get in the car to go for a long ride that she's thinking she's going to ride a horse. So it's a good thing.
So, if you could tell me a bit about your experience with Banbury. You're walking in for the first time, your expectations being wherever they are. How did they exceed them or to keep you here so long?
We actually found that when Ashley first started riding, she was 4, it relaxed her so much the first few times she was on the horse, really about the first year, that she slept a lot of the classes. Like she'd get on the horse and just fall asleep. And Ashley's had a rough go of it. A lot of specialists, so many doctors and therapies, and I mean, she was just bombarded with all of that, and even having to go to school so young. And so we just found that with our experience coming here, it kind of changed everything, that it wasn't, it's one of the activities that it's just for her. Her brother didn't have anything like this, and it just never felt like therapy for her. It's just a fun thing to do. So, and that was from day one. I mean, every time I'd see her get on the horse, in years in the past, she used to trot more, and just honestly, most of the classes you see just joy on her face. So just seeing that all these years, it makes it worth to get in the car and drive. And even though you're tired or whatever, it's like, no, we're going because Ashley needs it and it's good for her. So yeah,
If you could say one thing to parents out there or people that may be considering Barre Cross, what would you say?
Well, it's priceless.
There you go. Enough said.
I'm gonna cry.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at Barre Cross's Therapeutic Riding Center. Be sure to buy your tickets online to the Derby Day fundraiser on May 4th. Back to you, Bill.
Thanks, Rachel. Finally, Terry went to the Curtis Insurance Agency in Oxford, where they did a great gift for the Oxford Police. With the story is once again Terry.
Hi, Bill. I'm at Curtis Insurance Agency right downtown with co-owners Greg Clay and Brenda Gomery, and they started a trend in Oxford, and it's a great one. They ended up helping the chief purchase a flak vest, right? Am I right about that, Greg?
Tactical vest for when the officers have to go into an active shooter situation, well, if they ever have to. Helps protect the officers so they can be safe, taking care of that threat, and protecting the kids or citizens who are there.
So you as an insurance agency are ensuring that our police stay safe. Brenda, what made you guys do that?
Oh, we're always looking for something to help the community, and we want to be able to help the schools, help the police department. It just seemed like a good fit for us.
Oh, you're a good fit for our community. So when we first got here, you told me that you started the trend. What else has happened since then?
Well, we just heard this week that folks on the Oxford Moms Chatter on Facebook heard about this when the chief posted a picture of our presentation, and they raised the money for the other vests in a couple of days. So it seems like that need that wasn't in his budget has been filled, so we're pretty excited about that.
That's fantastic. What made you think about that in the first place? I never would have thought that that's what they needed, especially in our small, quiet, quaint town.
Well, when the chief brought it up, he said that now police forces are required to enter that type of situation after the Parkland shooting, and that they didn't have it in their current budget to get the type of vest they needed for that protection. So I was sitting around with some other business owners while he was saying this, and we looked at each other and said, well, we just all need to do something here. So we decided to step up and do that.
Well, thank you for doing that, because you're making sure that our safety is safe. And we really appreciate that, Brenda. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
All right, thanks for talking with us, too, and congratulations. And let's see what other kind of trend we can start next.
Great. Thanks, Terry.
Back to you, Bill.
There you go. That's all the time for this week. We hope you enjoyed our program. So for our great crews from Oxford Community Television, I'm Bill Service, and you have a great, great week.